Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the retro no-cap recap of the Curse of Oak Island Season 7, Episode 10, called Gary Strikes Again. Originally aired January 21st, 2020. If you missed any of my recaps of previous and future episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously on the Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 229 years. The episode begins with work continuing in the Smith's Cove bump out. After uncovering a slipway dated to the 1700s during the previous season, the team had that section expanded further into the bay, where they have found two different structures, including the latest discovery of a structure that includes this huge log, much bigger than anything associated with the slipway, according to Rick. Metal detection expert Gary Drayton has detected along the surface but hasn't picked up anything, and says any coins or other artifacts would be trapped underneath the structure. Lead archaeologist Laird Niven arrives and does associate it with the slipway. He also gives permission to continue to uncover it. This image shows the alignment of the slipway, the newly found structure, and the concrete wall with two rubber hoses in it that is between those two. The boxes looking structure to the left is the other one found a few weeks prior that they stopped excavating because it appeared to be getting so big that it would cut off access further into the bump out. The team has finally gotten governmental permission to drain and dig in the swamp. Scott, Craig, and Jack begin pumping out the water. Earlier this season, while searching for the 200-foot-long ship-shaped anomaly revealed by seismic testing, the team found not only a paved area, as it is commonly called by the team now, but labeled as paved wharf then, but also a circle of placed stones in the eye of the swamp. They will first use a big pump that is especially for pumping water with debris in it, and then deploy smaller pumps in areas that still have standing water. Back in the bump out, Gary detects the end of the newly found structure that is the furthest into the bay. He finds this piece of metal that he says could be silver. Gary goes on to say that this is the same patina that silver coins have when they have been in salt water for hundreds of years. There's also a design on it. In the Money Pit area, Terry and Doug are monitoring the continuing borehole project to drill into the tunnel between Shaft 2, which they think they found recently, and the original Money Pit shaft, also known as Shaft 1. After the flooding of the Money Pit at the 90-foot level, discoverer Daniel McInnes and the Onslow Company drilled Shaft 2 down to 110 feet, 14 feet southwest. A tunnel that was hoped to bypass the flood tunnels and allow access to the Money Pit also flooded 2 feet away from the Money Pit. The hope is that by locating the tunnel, that will allow them to trace it back to the original shaft location, which has been long lost after so many destructive digs in the area. Back at the swamp, Tom Nolan has arranged for a contractor to take a look at the swamp and give a proposal for digging methodology. Tom says that the company has special excavators that could possibly do the job. The contractor says that his equipment can do it with no problem. His excavator has 6-foot wide tracks called pontoons that allow it to operate in amphibious environments. The long reach arm can dig as much as 70 feet underground. In the war room, Marty, Gary, Steve, and Charles receive the news that the object Gary found with the design is not silver, but is lead with some tin and antimony mixed in, likely to make it more durable, according to Dr. Krista Brousseau. She goes on to say that those elements were often added to ancient leads. She suggests laser ablation for more information. That is the technology that revealed the geographic origin of the lead in the cross Gary and Rick found 2 years prior in Smith's Cove. That geographic origin ended up being a Templar mine in southern France. In the Money Pit area, the core sample from 108 feet down reveals hand-sawed wood, leading Terry to believe that they have hit the Shaft 2 tunnel. Also found is sand packed into clay, believed to be components of the flood tunnels. In the war room again, Chris McFarland of New Brunswick University presents new information about the lead object. It is not of North American origin. Chris has narrowed down the actual origin to the Western Mediterranean region, meaning Italian, French, or Spanish. The team will contact an expert in that area to try to narrow it down further. Marty and Billy man the swamp excavator. Rick asks them to start at the end of the paved area so that they don't make things harder for themselves. I'll be continuing retro no-cap recaps of seasons 7 and 8 during the fall. All of the other episodes are already done and are in my Oak Island playlist. Season 12 of The Curse of Oak Island will begin airing November 12th, 2024. And I will be doing no cap recaps, releasing those on YouTube late Tuesday nights. I'm also doing retro no cap recaps of season 2 through 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 1 and 5 are all done and are in the Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.